I don't even know where to begin. I don't. So much has happened in such a short amount of time that I'm still in shock and awe with how everything's just falling into place. Didn't expect any of this to happen the way it has. You know, we've been out here, man, what, since January, I think is when we first moved. The wife and was it January? Yeah, because February is when we had the really bad. Yeah, that's right. It was January. How could I forget? Everything's a blur right now. It's time's flying by. And so much is getting done. Man, am I getting a lot of light in here? Just probably getting to shady areas, giving you all this light. Anyhow, I'm just rambling. Yeah, we were at our contractors were 180 feet. All the neighbors around here are right around that level. 180 came and went. We do not have water at 180, so they had to get authorization to go more. Now we're going another 20 feet. See what happens. If at 200 foot we don't hit water, boy, then we're gonna have to reevaluate what we do next. That's a whole lot of money for just a hole in the ground with nothing in it. So we're going to continue watching. I'm going to put you back over here and see what happens. Let's pray for the next 5 feet. You know, 185 would be great. Then they only go down another 20 feet or so they've got a good well depth or whatever for the sand screen. So yeah, exciting stuff. Stressful. Gotta love it. All right. They hit water at 185. They had to go to 200 or 195 or whatever to get down enough for the sand filter to go in. So that's what they're putting in now is a sand filter. Then we'll be flushing it out. I guess they flush it with water to keep the sand down as they get the sand filter in. Crazy. The well's done. There's our well. She is 190 feet deep with 135 foot static well depth or well whatever, well height. I think that's what they said. 135 foot. 16 gallons a minute. And dude, just crazy. They went at 180 feet. They'd reached the end of the estimate because that's the basic. Every well that's in this vicinity is about 180 feet, and they hit that, came back to me and was like, well, we've hit 180, what do you want to do now? What do you mean, did you get water? No. So 180 feet and you've reached the end of the estimate, and I know I've got an estimate in the budget, but I can't spend all that money and just have a big hole in the ground with no water in it. I mean, what do you do with that? So of course, yeah, keep going. Anyway, they hit it at 190. Clearly that's, I don't know, I don't know who you are, I don't care who you are, that's God. I mean, everything about what's going on here is God. He's blessed us like you wouldn't believe. And I may get some flack over this. I'm not the type of person that goes around, you know, talking about religion or talking about my faith and how it works and all that. I feel faith is your own personal thing, and there's a couple things you don't talk about. Religion and politics. And boy, you get older, you start talking about both a lot, don't you? I notice I have been. Anyhow, I can't deny that it's God working to help us. With everything that happened to bring us to this point, there's no other explanation. You can't deny it. My well, we had a strict budget. I mean, we only have so much money. I do not have a job. I lost my job. So that well, that's our 401k. My whole savings, our family's whole savings, went into that well. So it's a gamble, you know. You don't know if you're going to hit water. You hope you do. You got a certain depth that the logs they're saying it's going to be about this far, and they're pretty close usually. we got it. I mean, we got water. Now all we have to do is get the pump and all that. Anyway, I'm all over the place. I'm still just, my gosh. So let me back up. Well's done. We need power. Got generators. That's working fine. Solar is going to be the next thing on the list, but that's down the line. You know, we've spent everything we've got to get this well done. We've got a little bit left for the well pump, and so we'll pick them up piecemeal. I do a lot of Craigslisting and Facebook Marketplace. I get a buddy that does it too all the time, and he'll send me links to stuff. Hey, these solar panels are cheap, you know. Which, yep, that'll be the next step. Start buying solar panels, get a charge controller, get all that good stuff. But until then, we're doing generators. But back to the blessings. I don't know if you've noticed the road that I'm walking on right now. My neighbor does land development. Neil, if you're watching, love you, man. Thank you so much for everything. Neil Jinks with Panhandle Log Works. If you're in North Idaho, call him. His company's name is Panhandle Log Works, but he does everything. It should be Panhandle Earthworks, because he does everything. This guy is amazing. He's working on a job, and they have to get rid of this gravel. They're excavating, and they have nowhere to get rid of it. They probably have to pay to dump it, and it's good gravel. He called it pit run gravel. I don't know the difference between pit cut. I know the difference between pit run and 3/4 minus now. I didn't before, but he had loads and loads of the stuff he had to get rid of, and he knows our roads. I mean, he's my neighbor. He's got the same roads, and how bad they are with the. Oh, sorry, good butterfly. Anyway, he knows how the roads are, and he knows how bad these things get, and he asked me if I wanted any of this rock, that he'd bring it over, and I'm like, well, sure, how much? And he's like, free, you can have it. We need to get rid of it, and I know you need it, and it's good material, and they're just gonna have to dump it. So, yeah. So, basically, I pay for his fuel cost to transport it from his job site to my place. And then he brings over that machine that I swear is the Batmobile. It's human, or not human, it's our version of the Batmobile. That thing is so fun, that telehandler. Brings that over to me. He'd rented that for a job site, and he's done there for now, and he's still renting it. You know, he's using it for a while. And he goes ahead and gives it to us, brings over the property, and says, here, you can use this too. I just pay for the fuel on that. That's God. Working through other people, through community, through everything. It's just inspiring. Every once in a while you start thinking, did I make the right decision? You know, we're doing this, this is hard stuff. I mean, it's like camping, but it's full-time camping. Till it's not, and I want it to be not. I'd love to be in our house, and being in an RV is fun, but no, it's not fun. Tiny home living, anybody tells you they love living tiny, they're not a hoarder like me, and it's hard to live tiny. But anyway, like I said, I go all over the place here. My blessings, my gratitude. And then Tyler from Let's Talk About Prepping comes over. He works at a restaurant. He has actually got two jobs. That guy he's a hustler. He's working hard. But they've got food that goes bad if they don't get rid of it. They give it to the homeless most of the time, but like on the weekends, Fridays, the homeless shelter doesn't pick it up over the weekend, so that food gets moldy. They bake their own bread every day. Pretty damn cool that he just comes out, gives me a bunch of that stuff for my pigs and my goats and my chickens, and, well, not the goats, but chickens and ducks and all them. Pretty amazing stuff. Man, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just want to say it's crazy cool how God works. And I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, it's amazing. All glory to Him. That's all I can say. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be, this video isn't supposed to be all preachy and that sort of thing, but and I'm not that type. But once it's, I guess once you live it and you feel it, you know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, why not?
Hey guys, Scotty, Jeremy, living the dream.
Hidden Valley Homestead.
We're here in front of Hidden Valley Homestead. What a beautiful log cabin. We just had an amazing event, as you can tell by the beautiful shirts that the wifey made. We got first annual North Idaho YouTube meet and greet that went off beautifully. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Things are in the works for next year to get a big event going. I got to touch on one thing. Community, this guy right here. He drove all the way from California and brought me scaffolding. The whole reason he came up was to bring me scaffolding.
That's right, that's right.
No, he was coming up, he was bringing scaffolding up, asked if I needed some, and unbelievable. So, I appreciate, you do not know how much that's going to make life easier for us. Anyway, you guys, stay tuned. We got more to come on what we're going to do next year for this big event. If you don't already, subscribe to Scott's channel, Hidden Valley Homestead. Like, subscribe, comment. Love you guys.
Vice versa.
Keep living the dream, everybody.
Right on.